Hey everybody, welcome back to the eBay shop. My name's Corey.
I'm Teresa.
And we are Grams and Pops Vintage, and today we're going to do a Q&A video. We're going to talk about some of the things that we've been asked on recent YouTube videos.
We have 9 questions that we're going to answer amongst this video. Some of them are kind of the same, but just a little bit variation, but we're going to answer them all.
And I have no idea what we're talking about, so
He doesn't.
I will find out as we go with you guys.
He was too busy chit-chatting this morning while I planned everything.
I was on the phone pacing. I think I got like 4 miles in this morning already, so
But that's
got my steps in.
When he was in the house, I got to come out here and clean up all my stuff, and I'm doing really good on killing my death pile, my profit pile.
She's got it really clean back there compared to what it used to be. Maybe we'll show you that at some point. Maybe we won't.
Maybe.
Maybe it'll be a surprise.
Or maybe I'll do a YouTube short that you can put out there for people to see.
There you go, YouTube short. All right, let's dig in. We do have not a lot sold this weekend. It was a very
slow weekend.
Probably our slowest 2-3 days in the last 2-3 years.
Yep.
So it was pretty horrible. I think we had what, 12, 13 total?
16.
16 total?
16 plus a Bonanza and Shop Commons.
And the Bonanza order was one from last week we forgot to ship, so it doesn't even count.
And it was a good one. It was a $143 item.
Yeah. So we've got very few items, but everybody has a slow weekend or a slow day once in a while. We're not too worried about it. We haven't done anything different, so we're not stressed about it.
Nope. It
just means next weekend's probably going to be crazy 40 order weekend. So let's dive into what sold first.
Oh, I'm so excited about the first thing that sold. So I went on an excursion with my daughter the other day and told my husband. An excursion.
Excursion.
It's the one. Oh, it's the one. An adventure, yes. It's the one that I told you guys about on the last video that he didn't know about when I told you about it.
Oh yes, this one.
But we went to Sioux Falls and I bought some beauty supplies. The one that sold on Bonanza was also one of these things. It sold for $143. And this one is a Philosophy Hope in a Tube. Hope in a Tube.
Hope in a Tube.
Eye and lip firming cream. It is sealed. It is brand new. It was the only one listed out there on eBay.
Yep. So that's what it is, and that sold for how much?
$170. Somebody really wants to firm up their lips and their eyes.
I don't know.
But for that whole lot that I bought, I paid $100.
Yep.
And I still have
good buy.
5 or 6 items that are listed on eBay still.
Yay, we're in the profit.
The next thing we sold was a pair of jeans. I always hear people talking about Spanx.
Is that what these are?
Yes, they're Spanx.
They looked weird. It looks like blue jeans, but...
They are blue jeans, but they're more like, I don't know. To me, Spanx are like jeggings.
Stretchy material.
Yes.
Are these stretchy?
Yeah, they're Spanx flare, so they have like a flare on the bottom. So they're nice and tight here, and then they go whoosh.
So, Spanx.
They're midnight blue Spanx in a size extra large. And those sold for $45.
There you go. $45 Spanx.
Okay, the first question. These first 3 questions are somewhat similar. They just have somewhat of a spin on them. So they're a little different to me. So Amazing Amy's Art asked, how many items do you list a day? How many items do you list a day?
Shut up. 0.
Sorry.
I don't list a lot anymore, if I'm being completely honest. I don't list a lot anymore. Teresa does most of the listing. I've been working on other things, but when Teresa lists, I mean, we've kind of had a rule. We had a whole video on it. We don't list a number of items per day. We shoot for a dollar amount. We know in order to keep our living the way we want to keep it, as far as income, we need to list $500 worth of items a day.
Yep.
And that way we get a certain amount of return.
Yep. That did not happen.
We figured out it ended up being about $400 a week or a day is what we get back.
Yep.
On average through the year. But we have to list $500 a day to get that, and they have to be good items.
Yes. I've been going through jewelry lately, so.
A lot of it.
Okay, so that's our question. We don't list by quantity, we list by dollar.
We did do a whole video of where we listed $500 a day for an entire year and the results of that. If you'd like, it's in our videos down below. Maybe I'll throw a link up here for you.
Yep. So the next question was by Amazing Rubazar 891. Oh, not amazing. It was at Rubazar 891.
Well, maybe they're amazing.
But it's kind of along the same situation. How many amount of dollars per item versus how much space versus your goal.
I don't know what that means.
Like,
do you know what it means? Why'd you write it down?
because I thought I did.
I'll answer it the best way I can because I'm not sure exactly what you're asking, and maybe you can clarify and we'll hit it in another video. But roughly for us, I've got it figured out to where we have our stuff in totes primarily. And I know that our totes, each tote is worth about $30 to $50 a month if we're selling the way we should be selling. So if we have one full tote that's empty, that's $30 to $50 a month that we will not be selling. And if same way, if we have one full tote that's full of stuff that doesn't move and it's just bad inventory, that's $30 to $50 a month we'd be losing. So space into money is something we do pay attention to because we only have so much space. And for us, that's about what it comes out to, is about between $30 and $50 a tote. Right now, as of the new year, I think it's closer to 30. In fourth quarter, it was closer to 50. So you can kind of figure that by how many totes do you have versus what's your average monthly income as far as your sales. You can kind of get that number, then you know what your space is worth.
Yep, I think that's what he meant, but I don't know for sure.
Now we do have shelves and other things where we store stuff, and I don't really factor that in. So it's kind of a skewed number. I just mainly pay attention to our core inventory, which is our totes. And I think I don't know, we have quite a few totes.
I have 104 totes.
So yeah, it's been a bit since I did the calculation.
Yep. Okay, so the next one I was kind of excited about because they asked, it was SP Baldwin said, do you separate and place items into bin by category, or do you just list a bunch of stuff and put everything into the same bin?
Both.
I do that.
Both, yeah.
If I'm listing a whole lot of clothing, I will put them all in one tote. But if it's like a plush,
or jewelry or silverware, we tend to keep in one space, either one separator hanger or one drawer.
Yep.
But everything else.
Yep. If it's an oddball thing, like I do have like totes of plush. I do have totes of
hats.
Tupperware and hats. But if it's just a random thing, like it's, I don't know, a telephone, I might put it in this tote. If it's a
action figure or a toy.
I'll put it in this one. I don't, unless it's like items and I'm going on a binge that day of listing everything of the same item. I don't. I just look and see.
Then they just go where they fit.
Yep. I just look and see what totes are open and I just shove.
Now, there are a lot of people, I think Happy Heart Treasures does it this way, where they have a file box and they just list until it's full and then they go put it away and they get a new file box and they do it that way primarily. But I think even they have some separation in certain categories.
Yep.
So they have clothes. I don't think there's a wrong way to do it. As long as you can look at your custom SKU on eBay and tell where that product is, doesn't really matter how you do it. We just do kind of what works for us on that day.
Yep, it's random.
It is a little bit random. It's organized chaos is what it is, because we could tell you where every item is based on our SKU.
Yep.
But where every item goes may change day to day. Just depends on how we're feeling.
Yep, because I used to put like all of our glass stuff on our metal shelves that are back there.
Yep.
But some of those are still full, so I have started taking over the spot where we used to have Department 56 stuff on this green shelf over here.
Yeah, and as your inventory changes, that'll change too. I mean, we have cases and cases of football cards that don't fit anywhere. We've just got them shoved under a table over here. Yep. So, I mean, if we bought out a storage unit full of blow molds, that would change things. It just depends on
I know where those would go. Those would go up by my... Those would go up by my bubble wrap up there.
Yeah, they'd go up on the balcony area behind us. So
yep.
Yeah, it changes with your inventory and your mood, I think.
Your mood. Yeah. It does, 100%. Because I have stuff right here that I have to put in totes.
We have stuff that I've above the cameras where we're looking, and we have stuff back here, that's all kind of just inventory that way. So it depends. I even have some inventory in my office in the house that needs to come out.
What do you have that's in there?
Some books.
What
books? The cookbooks.
Oh.
So those will have to come out here.
But those are listed on...
Those are listed on Dave's Kitchen Marketplace on Commons, on District.
Is that just called Kitchen Marketplace?
Is that Dave's Kitchen or something like that?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. Should we cut that out and charge him for the advertising?
Yeah.
So yeah, we had some cookbooks and stuff that weren't great eBay things, but he has a whole kitchen market I think it's called Dave's Kitchen Market. And over on District, and we applied to sell there. So we're selling some cookbooks and stuff over there, or attempting to.
Yep.
All right. What actually sold next?
We sold some Tupperware. We sold a set of 3. They're called Pastel Wonderlear nesting bowls.
You can see one. The rest are inside.
Yep, and they are pastel. There is a pink one, a yellow one, and a blue one with their matching lids.
Cool. That's why I won't close them dang lids.
Yeah,
they have the
but
little
that's okay.
tabs on them.
Yep, but those, I don't even know what I have into them. I don't think
Not
I have much, but they sold for $21 plus shipping.
Ooh, and next is Woody, but he's missing his gun.
No, he's missing his hat. He never had his gun in there. I don't think he ever had his gun in there.
Does he work?
We need to stop those bandits.
Yeah.
Ha-ha!
He works.
Oh, I was going to look at
We
something.
got a work of Woody if he ever be quiet again.
Yep, so he is a Thinkway Toys Story Woody pull string. He does not have his hat. He is 15
We had
inches
2
tall.
hats.
No,
Not
those
for
are
this one?
No, oh, she tipped over. No, that was one for Jesse and one for Woody from my other set that I got.
So we didn't have his hat, but we did have 2 hats. The hats, just the hats, if you find them, will sell.
Yep,
So keep an
That's
eye out
old.
for those.
that sold for $15.
All right. So what's the next question?
Okay, these next questions I'm answering, but I'm going to say again, I'm not a tax accountant. Reach out to a CPA.
Well, what's the question?
I gotta find it. Okay, so the question is again from Amazing Amy's Art.
Okay.
She said, please make a video for tax prep help or direct me to it if you have a video already.
No.
No. All I can say is if you're looking to do something that's easy for you to do, My Reseller Genie is a good option for resellers. You just input your information and it gives you the information back.
I think the best advice we can give you in terms of taxes when it comes to reselling is the same advice many people give. That is, get a separate bank account just for this. When you take money out of the ATM, it comes out of that bank account for garage sales or thrift stores or whatever, and have your eBay put the deposits into that bank account. So everything goes through one bank account. Now, My Reseller Genie makes it really easy for you because they link up to eBay, so it tracks all that for you. And they have good reports that you can just give to your tax accountant.
Yep.
Or if you're filling out your own taxes, the numbers you need to plug in are right there. So it does make it easy. But I would just say use a single point for your money coming in, money coming out. Keep it to one bank account. And if you could do that,
Yep.
I think the rest gets easy. That's about the only tax advice we could really give you, just because if we tell you something and it's wrong, well, we're not worried about getting sued. I mean,
we just don't want to give you the wrong
Yeah.
information because everybody's business is different. Like for us,
well, state to state is different.
It
we
is.
don't we don't have
It
state
is.
tax, so we don't have to worry about that here,
Yep.
and you
Yep.
might. So it's so different everywhere. We don't want to give you bad advice.
Yep. So the next one is also along the lines of taxes. They asked, do you have inventory? Whoa. Do you have to inventory all of your items for taxes? And do you use a spreadsheet of some sort? That was from Deanna Van Beek 2477.
No.
So because we do cash in, cash out, you don't have to do inventory. If you don't do cash out, cash in, cash out, and you do accrual method,
You shouldn't do that.
no, you can do it. You can do it.
You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that.
If you do,
Don't do that.
knowing from our previous business,
We have had to do that before. Like we had to because of the type of business we're in. If you can avoid doing that, don't do that.
Yep, and if you do, a lot of the times, if I remember correctly from just reading what I knew, unless you do over a certain dollar amount of inventory, a certain dollar amount of sales in a year, you don't have to put your inventory because you don't put that information in your tax return. So, but don't take it from me. Again, if you need to keep a place for your inventory, we do have a spreadsheet that has everything that we've listed, everything
But it's
we've
not
sold.
it's not for inventory
No.
purposes or anything like that. We do have what we paid for everything in that spreadsheet,
Yep.
but that's just because what's a good way to say it? We're a little bit anal about numbers. Like we keep track of everything.
We do.
But we don't have to. When it comes to tax time, we look at the bank account. What did we spend? And anything that came out of the ATM machine is inventory, period. It came out of the ATM machine
Cost of
as
goods
cash. And it goes straight, cost of goods sold. And it goes straight to a garage sale or a thrift store. And we don't take cash out unless we're out of cash.
Yep.
but that's the only thing it's for.
Yep.
So keep track of things like that, but not, you don't need to track your inventory unless you just really want to know the numbers. And I think it would depend on the type of reselling you're doing too.
Yep.
Like we sell everything. There's no reason for us to track our inventory to say, does this sell better or does that sell better?
No.
Because we may never find this or that again. So, but if you buy, if you're buying one thing, if you're buying
all sports cards.
Yeah, if you're buying all sports cards, or maybe you're buying all toilets of 3 different brands of toilets, and you want to know which brand sold better, then fine, keep track of that. But even then, eBay will tell you those things. Mm-hmm. So I find very little value in tracking your inventory, other than it's just extra work.
Yeah.
And you can write off the expense of your inventory as you buy it. So
Yep.
you don't need to. What do you call that? Over a period of years. You don't need to deduct it over a period of years. What do you call
but
that?
you don't do that though. That's only for when you buy assets. Inventory, you don't do that.
Oh.
Inventory.
See, this is why we do not give tax advice, because we are not.
If you do accrual method, just so you know, for the difference, you recognize the cost of the goods sold when the item sells.
Right.
Not when you buy it. That's the big difference. But that's all I'm doing for taxes.
And that's why she's the tax professional and I'm not.
I'm not a tax professional. I have a basic accounting degree, not a tax accounting degree.
She does all of our taxes, including our corporate taxes, for the last, 10 years plus. Mm-hmm. So she's my tax professional, but I'm not sharing her with you, so we can't give you tax advice.
Okay, we got to quit talking about this because this. I got out of accounting for a reason.
All right, what's sold next?
We sold some forks. They are Elden black stainless steel Japan synthetic handle salad forks.
Yep. There are these here. We've sold others of these. We bought a whole set of the brown ones of these. They had brown handles that looked like teak wood or whatever. Mm-hmm. These are, stupid watch. These are a little different, but they're in good shape.
Yep. And there are a set of 3, and they sold for $14 plus shipping. I have to tell a story as soon as I tell you what we sold.
I'll tell them it's a Beyblade.
It is. It is a Beyblade Metal Masters Ray Striker Attack Beyblade.
It's an attack Beyblade.
Sure, but it sold.
Those are hit and miss. Like, we would not recommend you always go pick up Beyblades, but we wouldn't recommend ignoring them either necessarily.
No, but I'm going to tell you what it sold for, and then I'm going to tell you 2 things.
Tell us what it sold for.
It sold for $10.99, but that one's been sitting for a while because that's something Corey listed. That's not my
Is that why?
No. Okay, but 2 things. If you come into Beyblades, whatever you do,
Don't take them apart.
do not take them apart to sell them, because that makes it way more complicated to figure out what Beyblade it is.
Beyblades are kind of, for me, Beyblades are a lot like Barbies. If you can identify them and they're real, they're generally worth more. But identifying them, if you separate the top from the middles, the metal parts, identifying them becomes really difficult.
Yep.
Like, it's very hard, even with Google Images.
Yeah, I see people doing that, and it gives me the heebie-jeebies. But my story, real quick.
You have a story.
I
Story
do.
time.
So the other day, we just sold that Beyblade, and I think on that same Beyblade, somebody messaged me on eBay and said, "Hey, so I noticed you sell Beyblades. Are you interested in buying my whole inventory of Beyblades at wholesale cost?"
No.
No, I did go out and look at his thing, his store.
I guess no might be a firm answer, but
I would have to look at what he has.
it would really depend. Yeah.
I would have to go through.
I will say Beyblades are one of those things that do get faked a lot. There are a lot of reproduction
Yep.
Beyblades. There's a lot of repops that are newer. The older Tommy ones and stuff can be worth quite a bit. We've sold one, Tommy. We have sold one for over $100.
I think it was like $150.
So there are good ones out there, but there is also a lot of garbage ones.
And a lot of them do them for collections. And if they're in really, really rough shape,
Which a lot of them
don't
are. I mean,
want
they're made to like spin out and beat the hell out of each other.
Yep, I was
So
going to
they
say our
tend to
son
get
had
beat up.
those.
Yeah.
Our son had those. And FYI, Beyblade stadiums are not worth it.
No,
Don't
leave
pick
those.
up the stadiums. I
Just-
just threw one in the
Just get the
garbage.
Beyblades and leave the stadiums there.
Beyblades and the Rippers.
Yeah, the cords, the rip cords to actually launch them.
Yep. Okay. This next question is from Heather Brooks 8918. She asked, do you have a local auction near you or do they ship to you?
Both. We have both. I mean, everybody has the ones that'll ship to them because those are just online. Shipping can be extraordinarily expensive from auction houses, so be careful.
Chucky, good guy, Chucky, he came from an auction, and I paid as much for him as I paid for shipping.
Yeah, shipping from auction houses can be tricky because some of them don't even tell you what shipping is going to be until after.
No.
Like some of them, you just got charged for shipping after, and the shipping could be crazy, like way crazy.
Yep.
So you got to be careful with that. But we do have some local ones.
We have 2 local.
They're online auctions, but they're local pickup.
Yep. So we have one, and I've gotten to be pretty chummy. Is that what you want to say? With the one guy that we buy from at his auction, we buy it on proxy bid.
Yep.
We have done business with another one that we do on high bid. He doesn't have a whole lot of sales. He's more into selling the ammo and the guns and that kind of stuff in some of his auctions, which I have no use for. I mean, I have a use for them.
They're not eBay sellable.
No. But I have been looking. I hit up one that I saw pop up into my Facebook the other day. I don't remember what the name of it is, but it's like an hour and 45-minute drive from us. But if I purchase a bunch,
it would have to be a very good lot for us to drive 2 hours one way and 2 hours back. But there are some around, and if you look on the different online auction houses and find out where their local places are, having a local one. Now, local, this one's an hour away from us. It's still a 50-minute drive.
Yep. But
we pick up once a week. And
I do 2 auctions. He does 2 auctions a week, Wednesday and Sunday, and I typically buy them both. Sometimes, not always.
Pick up Thursdays.
Yep, and you can pick up. He's only open 2 days for pickup, so you pick up your Sunday auction stuff on Monday, or you pick up your Wednesday auction stuff on Thursday. But we've gotten to, I don't know.
We've talked to them enough times that they're okay with us just coming on the Thursday to pick up all of our auctions.
Yeah, and they've come to visit us at our escape room too. So.
Yep. So it's look for the local auctions where you can pick up locally and get to know them. It can be pretty beneficial.
Okay, so the next question is along those lines as well. It's from Rose Johnson 9957. She says, do you have a vlog about other places to resource? I think it was source, but I don't remember. I might have wrote it wrong. I don't have garage sales now, and I am in New England, so all I have is Goodwill and another shop.
We do have a video on winter sourcing. We probably have a couple of them.
I think there is.
Yep.
But yeah, just go out and check our store.
Yeah, go buy some stuff. Source from us.
Go out and check our eBay.
No.
Why do I keep saying go out and check our YouTube videos? And there are a couple that say, winter slowdown, sourcing, that type of stuff in it.
Yep.
But just a real quick hit. We have auction houses. We have Goodwill. We have Facebook Marketplace.
Local classifieds.
Yep.
I mean, there's
Craigslist.
You just have to get a little bit creative. In general, we source way less in the wintertime. But because we have such long winters, garage sale season around us is pretty crazy. Like there's a lot of garage sales, and we pack in. Like we buy a lot, planning for the winter ahead.
Yep, we do.
So we do that, and then sourcing does slow down, but then we utilize more of the online stuff and the classifieds and marketplace.
That is correct.
There you go. All right, what's sold next?
We sold Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This was our retail arbitrage.
It was.
So we bought these along with some Minions and some Dragon Heads from
the local movie theater.
Yep. I was trying to think of the movie.
Dungeons and
Dragon. Dungeons and Dragon.
Well, it's not. It's Dungeons and Dragons.
But this is a 2023 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem Theater Popcorn Radioactive Barrel Bucket.
Yep. So that's what it looks like. It's just a popcorn bucket.
Brandy dandy new. It's made of plastic. If you find the ones that are made of plastic...
We have, 3 left? Two left?
Two after this one. If you find the ones that are made of plastic, they seem to go better than just the regular rectangular or round metal ones. Yep. But we have 2 of these left, and this one sold for $47.99. But I only list one at a time.
All right, next we have a little mouse reindeer.
He's not a mouse.
What is it?
He's a gazelle.
It's mouse reindeer gazelle.
So this is a Littlest Pet Shop. Gazelle, his name is Bongo Brill.
Bongo Brill.
Yep. And he sold for $7.99.
There he is. Still selling Littlest Pet Shop.
Yeah, I know I need to consolidate them all into one drawer because I think I can fit them all in there now.
All right, what do you got for the next question?
The next one made me giggle just because Corey packs and he always gets the big stuff to pack. So it says, do you find yourself using shipping items in something you have excess of, like going to a larger box and sizing it down? That was from, again, Rubazar 891. So if we have a crap ton of one size box, they're bigger than what we currently have than what you need. Do you use one of those boxes because we have a whole lot of them and then cut it down?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, use what you got. I usually look through the whole shop and find the box that it'll fit in the best. But 9 times out of 10, you don't have the right box. So it's always a resize a box or cut a box down. If I can cut a box down, I'm always going that route. Because trying to make a box bigger sucks.
But he has had to do it. So I giggle because I package a lot of the smaller stuff that doesn't require a whole lot of box resizing. Or if it does, it's just cutting it down. But he gets a lot of the bigger stuff that has to have boxes resized or create a box.
I have to do all the Frankenboxing stuff, and it's not terrible, but it's therapeutic to curse about it while you're doing it. So don't feel bad if it irks you a little and you have to do a little cursing. That's part of the process. Did we answer that question?
Yes. The next question comes from Podunk Picker.
There we go.
Okay, he says, are you finding that Ground Advantage shipping is almost the same cost as Priority Mail? I have found that UPS Ground Saver is now the cheapest shipping option on eBay.
No, we're not finding that necessarily. Not with the UPS Saver. That's completely different, and we don't explore that a lot. Although we do if something gets over what the customer paid in terms of shipping, like if we've done something wrong, we will look at UPS and sometimes it saves us, but Ground Advantage is almost always cheaper than Priority. I've very rarely found a situation where it's not.
But I will tell you that I don't think you can, if somebody chooses Priority, I don't think you can choose UPS Ground Saver because that goes UPS for a little bit and then gets handed over to the USPS to deliver.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not. I have no
idea. It
idea.
is. That's why they call it UPS Ground Saver.
But we will upgrade them. Now, anything Ground Advantage or whatever is upgradable, and you can go to Priority or you can go to UPS in most cases. So if we're upgrading and it's getting a cheaper price, we will do that sometimes. But in general, Ground Advantage is our go-to. Like 99% of everything we ship is Ground Advantage.
Yep, I think probably in the last year, I'm pretty sure we've maybe shipped 15 of our items Priority Mail.
Yeah, and I think that might even be high.
And we do ship a lot of our bigger stuff UPS. Our baseball bats, our golf clubs, those automatically ship UPS, as well as any blow molds that we do. Those will typically ship UPS. But the post office is awesome with the Ground Advantage.
There have been times where we didn't have a box, and Frankenboxing would have been just a nightmare. But we had like a Priority shoe box that something fit in perfectly where we'll upgrade.
Yep.
And that's just me saying I'm willing to pay the extra $2 to not have to make up new curse words. So we upgrade. So that is a thing we'll do from time to time, but not very often.
No. So we do. I will tell you, I have never used UPS Ground Saver, but I did hear a rumor, don't quote me on it, do your research, that UPS and FedEx are not going to do that anymore.
I don't know. Well, time will tell. That's the one thing about shipping in eBay reselling. It's going to change several times a year, every year, and it's never going to not. So expect changes, and just that's why we use shipping priority or shipping policies. So we can make one change and have it go across the whole store instead of having to worry about it when they make changes, because they change all the time.
They do, especially when they change rates, or and that's the other reason why we don't do a lot of flat rate is because they change the USPS rates at least twice a year. Yep. That means you have to go in and change all of those things twice a year. Whereas if you do calculated like we do, or free shipping like we do for some stuff, you don't have to worry about that.
Very little stuff. We don't do free on hardly anything.
Jewelry.
That's about it.
Yep, jewelry.
Yep. All right, what's sold next?
Oh, the next one was a happy accident. I don't think I realized what it was, and it came from my proxy bid auction. I don't really think I realized what it was when I bought it, because there was a Coach bag in there that I was looking at. But it is a 1995, verified by the date stamp that's in there, Louis Vuitton Kiss Lock monogram long wallet.
So that's what it is.
But it got some damage.
It is in rough shape. This has been used well.
Like, look at the edges right there.
Yeah, the edges of all the leather is all kind of worn.
I did go into, just to do an additional verification on this, I did go into a group called Louis Vuitton something on Facebook and asked, okay, this is the details, sent them pictures, and the one lady came back and she didn't even hesitate. She's like, that's authentic.
Yep.
So
we got our very first Louis Vuitton. We are now in luxury goods. What did that sell for?
It sold for $74.99, even in the condition it's in.
I'm guessing somebody's going to buy that and restore it.
They might. I don't know. How do you restore it, though?
There's whole communities that just buy stuff like that to restore.
I don't know, but $75 for a...
I think Alicia Inked Picker bought some Coach bags to restore.
Yeah, and she like washed them.
I don't know if that's right or wrong. I don't know.
But I wasn't touching
in the
this
washer.
one. I just went out and looked, and there was another one that was listed roughly the same price, but in worse condition. And I just listed it, same thing.
Way to go. We sold Louis Vuitton.
That was awesome. The next item, I picked up at the garage sale that Corey walked out on.
Are you talking about the
one?
church sale?
The church sale. So I thought it was a candlestick, a candle holder, but it is a vintage brass colored Hollywood Regency ornate. Yes, thank you for those words, Amy. Candle holder, but I did a little research.
Lamp.
It's a lamp as well.
Well, it's not. This isn't a lamp. It's a spot to put a lamp. There's a hole that goes through it for the cord.
And that's what threw me off, because it does unscrew, so you can like feed the wire up it.
Is it crooked?
No. Well, it might be a little. I don't know.
It's crooked.
It's the pictures show the shape of it. Quit playing with it.
I got to take it apart to ship it.
No, you don't.
I think it's crooked, but it may be not crooked. It's really heavy.
It is. That was another good one. I'm pretty sure I paid $1 for it.
What does a candlestick lamp sell for?
$64.99.
Dang, we are in the luxury markets.
Yeah, because we sold a $170 tube of face cream, a Louis Vuitton wallet.
We might be good at this.
Yeah, right. If you saw our inventory.
All right. Well, I think that's it for today. I think we've got to get going because we have so much to pack. I'm just kidding. We don't have a lot to pack.
So watch our channel for a YouTube short on my progress.
Her progress of cleaning. Yeah, we'll get one out. So, all right, that's it for today. We're going to go pack our few items that we do have and get to the post office. And we will see you guys next time.
Hasta la vista, baby.